Good morning. I would like to call to order this meeting of your Fremont County Board of Commissioners and call your attention to the fact that Commissioner Payne is joining us from home this morning. He is quarantining there out of an abundance of caution, but he is in attendance at the meeting. I would like to invite you all to rise by an invocation from Lauren Coleman of the Evangelical Free Church, and please stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we come to you, a holy and righteous and good God, and we come to you with thanks and asking for your help. We thank you for this community that you have given us the privilege of living in and the people here. We thank you for this board of men and women who serve this county so faithfully. Thank you for the snow and the moisture that we have needed so desperately. And Lord, we ask for your help. We ask for these men and women to have discernment and wisdom, how to lead us well. We ask for your help with the fires that are still burning, that you will allow the firefighters protection and those surrounding them, and you will allow them to be eliminated soon. And we pray for easement of the coronavirus and the restrictions surrounding it. Lord, these are all in your power. More than anything, I pray that these joys and these trials lead us to you, our Savior. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
Commissioner Payne. Commissioner Payne, can you hear us?
Just trying to unmute it, I think. There he is.
He looks like he's here.
He's
County
here.
Attorney Jackson.
Said present.
Present.
County Manager Bryant is here. Planning and Zoning Director Garrett.
Present.
Can you hear us, Commissioner Payne? It appears as though we're having technical.
No, all I hear is garble.
Okay, well, we're going to work on that. We're going to move ahead with the approval of today's agenda. We have an agenda in front of us, but we need to make one minor adjustment. We are going to be removing item number 3 under new business today. That is the award of a bid for Pathfinder Park Community Center project. That bid is not quite ready for prime time yet, so we're going to remove that from today's agenda.
With that, Madam Chair, with that change, removing number 3 from new business, I move to approve the agenda.
I will second. All right, it has, sorry, I'm a little distracted by trying to make sure he's involved in the meeting. All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve today's agenda with removing item number 3 under new business. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Sorry, try again.
Nope.
You can call his name again.
Commissioner Payne.
Yes, sir.
There's a motion on the floor to accept the agenda. Do you approve?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll turn
Motion
next
carries.
to today's consent agenda. I would like to let you all know we are not scheduling a public hearing anytime in the future with today's consent agenda. We always like to draw your attention when we are scheduling, but today that's not happening, so.
Madam Chair, with that, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's consent agenda. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Up next are administrative and informational topics. We will begin with staff and elected officials. We have County Manager Sunny Bryant with us this morning. She will first present her county manager's report, followed by a sales and use tax report. Good morning, Sunny.
Good morning.
Morning.
So we're trying to work through this, so I appreciate everybody's patience. So a few things just to give updates on. We will publish the 2021 proposed budget today, so it will be on the county's website. We will also have a copy of the budget in my office, which is in room 106 here at the administration building, starting later this afternoon. We're sorting through the CARES Act grants, so we received a total of 79 grant applications. So we've allocated up to $790,000 to go towards small businesses, nonprofits, and churches within Fremont County. So we're very excited to process those. We're determining the total number that we'll actually distribute before we make a decision on recommending another round of grant applications based on the funds we have available. And so that's all I have for the manager's report.
All right, thank you, Sunny. And go ahead and move into the sales and use tax, please.
All right, so the retail sales tax collections through August of 2020. So in August, it came in at $627,461, which is up $84,513 from last year. Year to date, we are up $729,054 on our retail sales tax. The auto use tax collections came in at $126,580, which is up $31,882 from September of last year. And year to date, we are we are down $14,469. So we were off to a rough go there for a while, but as Clerk Grantham has indicated, his department has been very busy, so we're catching up on that. The construction use tax collections came in at $23,806 in September, which is up $4,451. Year to date, we are down $30,234. The lodging tax came in at $248 for the month of August, so year to date, we are down $33,059. And then going through the sheriff retail sales tax collections in the month of August, the sales tax came in at $418,307, which year to date we are up $486,036. The auto use tax collections for the month of September for the sheriff's office came in at $84,387. And year to date we are down $9,646. And then last, the sheriff construction use tax collections for the month of September came in at $16,354, and year-to-date we are down $19,135. So we are doing very well overall, but keeping a close eye on things as we move through it.
All right, thanks so much, Sunny. Anything for Sunny? All right. Other staff and elected officials' reports. Commissioners, anything?
Yeah, just one thing I want to kind of say, Lauren covered it in the prayer, but the snow is a blessing. We are currently under fire ban stage 2. The sheriff may come off of that a little bit to stage 1, but the snow is going to help tremendously, but it's still very, very dry out there. And let's hope the winds don't blow this moisture away that we got. So just thankful for that, but everybody be safe out there. It's kind of slick today, and it's going to melt off, I think, this afternoon, but be safe out there on your journeys.
I would just like to mention there is a lot happening in Fremont County with COVID right now. We have started additional testing. We are testing now 7 days a week here in Fremont County through the Department of Public Health of Fremont County. And I want to just let you all know, make sure you understand that with much more testing, we will have many more positive results. And so the numbers definitely are going up. I also think that most of us now know at least 1 or 2 people who have been affected by the virus. If it's not you, maybe a neighbor, maybe a relative of yours. The numbers continue to rise. Some of it, I believe, is because of the additional testing, but we still need to be very, very careful out there. Please continue to protect yourself and protect your family and protect your neighbors. Commissioner Payne, did you have anything you would like to add under reports this morning?
Nothing from quarantine land, no.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you staying at home and keeping the rest of us safe. So I just want to say thank you for that. And I would like to ask our county clerk, Mr. Grantham, do you have anything you'd like to address this morning?
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. If you don't already know, the election is happening and going on. We are still in the midst of early voting over at 201 North 6th Street, the County Administration Garden Park building. Yesterday was the last day that the post office can guarantee that your ballot will make it to a clerk's office, and was also the last day that I can mail out a ballot. So if you haven't gotten your mail ballot yet or need to register to vote, you have to do it in person at the voting center now. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, or Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 1. Next week on Monday, we're open 9 to 5, and then obviously Election Day, which is coming up a week from today, we'll be open 7 to 7 here at the Garden Park Building, upstairs in room 207 here at the County Administration Building, the Florence City Hall, and the Penrose Library. We have 4 available spots for you to vote in person on Election Day. So if you haven't voted already, come early. If not, you want to vote on Election Day, we're welcome to have you. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Clerk Grantham. Any other staff or elected officials' reports? Up next are citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on today's agenda. Do we have anyone who would like to rise and address this board on any other matter? All right, seeing none, we will move on. Old business for consideration. We don't often have old business before this board, but today is an exception. As most of you are aware, 2 weeks ago, we had a very lengthy public hearing for SRU 20-006 Black Hills Energy North Penrose Station. Today we have a decision on that. We had tabled it originally because occasionally we wrestle with an issue that is so big and controversial and has a lot of parts and pieces that we truly need to understand before we can make a decision on it. So we made the motion at that time to table the issue to be able to meet, to kind of negotiate between ourselves a little bit and to come up with a list of findings by this board. Typically, we use findings to help guide our decision, whichever way that might go. I would like to let you all know we really did wrestle with this, and it was not easy for us to come up with a set of findings. Even with a set of findings, it did not make our decision completely clear to us. So right now, I would like to read. We have pages and pages of findings. I'm not going to read them all, but I am going to read what I think are the most specific ones. And I will let you know, we do have a few copies of this available for those of you who would like a copy afterward. If you would like a copy and we don't have enough copies to go around, if you would send us an email or leave us an email address, we can email you a copy as well. We just want to make sure you all know these are public documents and we're not trying to hide anything from anyone. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed with reading some of the findings that I think are the most relevant. This application is for an electric power substation that will serve the Penrose area with a redundant supply of reliable electricity. Penrose presently does not have a redundant source of power. When an outage occurs, restoration of power can take a considerable length of time while repairs are being made. There is no reasonable dispute that an additional substation to serve the community of Penrose is necessary and essential to achieve consistency in the electrical power supply for the area. The proposed location for the substation is at 19 K Street, which is in the immediate vicinity of the intersection of Colorado State Highway 115 and K Street. The property is a 22-acre parcel in the Agricultural Rural Zone District. A substation there is an allowed use upon issuance of the special review use permit. But public utility substations are a special review use in every zone district across the county. Approximately 3 acres of the 22-acre parcel would be used for the substation, and the remainder of the parcel would remain vacant land. The proposed location for the substation would be buffered on 3 sides by existing hills. Although the hills do not provide complete screening of the substation, which would be visible primarily to northbound traffic on Highway 115 and to traffic on K Street. Additional parts of the substation would be visible due to the height of the taller structures. The proposed substation is consistent with the Fremont County Master Plan. Reliable electric service is essential to achieve the goal of encouraging economic development activities that will provide sustainable employment opportunities in Fremont County. The proposed site is presently vacant land. It is not used for any agricultural, residential, or commercial purposes. No impacts to existing agricultural uses or agricultural water are anticipated. This Board of County Commissioners is very mindful of the aesthetic concerns applicable to siting the proposed substation here. Highway 115 is a multi-lane thoroughfare in this area, and the substation will be partially screened by existing landscape features. While it may not be the most desirable location, the benefit to the community outweighs the minimal visual disturbance to the area, which is mitigated to an extent by existing topography. The record is devoid of any suggestions or proposals for alternate sites that would serve the needs of the community and provide the separation and overlap required by the applicant to effectively deliver electrical service to the community. While unattractive, the substation is essential to the community for sustaining existing residential, agricultural, commercial, and industrial activities, and will be an integral part of encouraging future growth in all sections. Compatibility with surrounding property is not generally an applicable factor when analyzing this land use. Substations are allowed in every zone district in the county and must be sited where the service can be delivered most effectively. Electrical substations cannot be clustered in a central location if electricity is to be distributed and delivered throughout the county. In this respect, a substation is not going to be a similar use to the surrounding land uses. However, if the surrounding land use requires electrical power to function, a substation is entirely compatible with all such uses. The risk of leakage, spillage, or contamination from the oil contained in the transformers is minimal and is mitigated by the construction of engineered containment basins or structures to capture any leaked or spilled oil. While a risk of fire may exist, such risk is very low, and the site will be cleared of brush, trees, and other potential wildfire fuels. According to the engineered drainage report submitted and reviewed by the county engineer, the risk of flooding on the site is very minimal or non-existent. This board is quite aware that a substation requires transmission and distribution lines to convey power to off-site locations. In a large region where structures and development requiring power are scattered throughout an expansive rural area, overhead power lines become a part of the overall landscape by necessity. Each public benefit to a community is accompanied by certain burdens and detriments. Unfortunately, a community also must endure the burden to receive the benefit. This board attributes no weight to the signed petition submitted as part of the public comments because this petition states, Black Hills Energy proposed 115 kV power transmission line threatens the future of Penrose on the east, northeast, north, and northwest by creating a power line corridor up to 250 feet wide. This proposed route will adversely affect hundreds of residents both on and around the line, as well as future development decisions. We, the undersigned, are requesting that Black Hills Energy change the proposed 115 kV transmission line route to a route that minimizes the impact to properties and citizens of Fremont County. The petition signers were not asked to consider the pending application for a substation in the North Penrose area. The statement on the petition is not specific to the proposed siting of a substation at K Street and Highway 115. The petition also does not show or designate the actual route of the proposed 115 kV power transmission line. This application was submitted to the county on June 23rd, 2020. There is no date on the petition, yet Penrose citizens stated during the public hearing that at least a portion of the signatures were gathered as much as 2 years ago. There are additional findings here. I think those are the findings that are the most applicable. And with that, I would move to approve resolution number
57.
57? Number 57, approving special review use 20-006 for Black Hills Colorado Electric, doing business as Black Hills Energy, North Penrose Substation.
Second, put the waiver request approved.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 57
With the waiver request, he said.
with the waiver requests as previously discussed and mentioned. For special review use 20-006 for the North Penrose Station. Is there further discussion?
Yeah, I have some,
Okay.
Madam Chair. So land use issues are one of the most important things that we do as a Board of County Commissioners. Land use issues have an impact, some small, some not even noticeable. Some may be noticed for years and years and years to come. So some become controversial and others, you never even know they happened. So it is tough decisions that we have to make. We have to weigh the pros and cons on everything. And I appreciate everybody that had input into it. I appreciate Black Hill's presentation, everybody else that presented to us a couple weeks ago. That does help with the decisions. So some of these proposals, like I say, are very controversial, and this obviously is one of them. So they don't come easy most of the time, or at least for me, I'm speaking for myself. I do a lot of soul searching and a lot of praying on it and a lot of looking at all the facts and everything else to come up with my decision. So I just want to thank everybody for being involved.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Anything else?
Yes, Commissioner Bell, I just want to add that on the findings, the number one for me is the redundancy for the supply of reliable electricity. I think that is huge for the citizens when it came to making this decision. And I just want to reiterate that that was a huge finding for us, and that redundancy. Thank you.
All right, thank you both. There being no further comment, let's go ahead and vote. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Nay.
Motion carries.
All right, let's turn to new business for consideration. And first, maybe we'll take just a moment to allow those who are leaving to go ahead and exit the room.
So Tammy has the copies of the resolution.
Okay. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and move on with the new business. We'll start with item 1, National Adoption Day Proclamation. We have with us this morning Tony Carochi and Tanya Sutton from the Department of Human Services, except that doesn't look like Tanya Sutton.
Push that button on the microphone.
So Tanya wasn't able to come today, but I am the permanency caseworker with the department, so I told her I would come and read the proclamation for her.
Perfect.
But Tony does have something to kind of give us some more information before we read the proclamation.
All right, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this year we have two beautiful little girls who will be adopted on National Adoption Day in Fremont County. As their family, Fremont County Courts, DHS staff, and Fremont County Commissioners will participate in and celebrate this wonderful moment. Each year in the month of November, Adoption Day focuses on children waiting for permanent, loving homes. National Adoption Day is a holiday in which communities and courts all over the United States come together to finalize the adoptions of thousands of children who are in foster care. Every year, hundreds of events are held in all parts of the United States, and they're all designed to finalize the adoptions of children in foster care. National Adoption Day raises awareness of the more than 100,000 children in foster care. National Adoption Day also helps the dreams of many children and families come true, and thousands of foster children are welcomed into their forever homes. Nationwide, approximately 150,000 adoptions happen each year, which includes about 50,000 children in foster care. Last year alone, 4,000 children were adopted on National Adoption Day, and over 58,000 children in total have been adopted on National Adoption Day since its inception in the year 2000. Last year, more than 646 Colorado children who were in foster care were adopted. There are currently 408 children and youth in Colorado whom are waiting for a family. In 2019, Fremont County had 14 children adopted by loving families, and in 2020, we have 8 adoptions to date.
Fremont County Board of County Commissioners proclamation. Whereas the County of Fremont recognizes the importance of giving children permanent, safe, and loving families through adoption. And whereas Colorado is recruiting for 408 children who are free for adoption. And whereas to help these children find permanent, nurturing families, the Fremont County Court will open their doors for National Adoption Day on November 13th, 2020, to finalize the adoption of 2 local children and join other organizations to celebrate adoptions. And whereas this effort, along with similar celebrations in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico, will offer children a chance to live with stable and loving families and encourage other dedicated individuals to make a powerful difference in the life of a child through adoption. Now, therefore, we, the Fremont County Commissioners, by virtue of the authority vested in this board, do hereby proclaim November 13th, 2020 as Adoption Day in Fremont County, and in so doing, urge all citizens to join in a national effort to raise awareness about the importance of adoption.
All right, thank you both so much for being here today. I would like to say one of the things that proclamation does say is this does make the difference in the life of a child. This is one of the most important things, I think, that can happen for children in our community who have lost their families in whatever way. And I would like to thank all of you and all of those who work in children's services at the Department of Human Services for what you do for these kids every single day.
I agree with that, and November 13th is going to be pretty exciting for those 2 little gals, so that's awesome. Thank you guys for what you do with that. Madam Chair, I have a motion
Please.
to approve the proclamation stating November 13th, 2020, Adoption Day in Fremont County for 2020.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve National Adoption Day proclamation proclaiming November 13th of 2020 as National Adoption Day here in Fremont County. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you both so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Our final item of new business today is actually a kind of a cool one, so I want to thank you all for being here with us. We now have before us a nomination of Donna Murphy for Outstanding Civic Leader of Fremont County. We have with us this morning Stacy Klein, who is one of 2 who had nominated Donna for this honor. So we would like to bring Stacy Klein, who is the Colorado Museum of Prisons Director, forward. And I think Geraldine Collette also is with her this morning. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us. So Jerry's she's already got a little thing put together, so she's gonna go ahead and do it.
Thank you, and good morning. It is a good one. You know, sometimes we forget how wonderful and how much we enjoy that calmness and that sweet breeze in the air. However, that sweet breeze sometimes turns out to be a roaring, horrific kind of wind that leaves behind it big and small challenges for us, mankind, in our own pathways.
Kind of the microphone a little
And
closer, thank you.
when you think about it, some people ignore that. And some people just turn their back to it. Others walk away. But not this gal, Donna Murphy. By golly, when something like that comes up, you know what she did? She put on her good old working gloves and went to work to improve our environment for this small community in the valley of the Great Rockies, of the great state of Colorado. Her whole adult life here was committed to making things better for us, for you, for me, and for those that are yet unborn. And you have the information. You all know many things that she had accomplished. And so in respect for her enthusiastic work and selfless generosity, in many cases and in many areas and with numerous organizations, it is desirous that Donna Murphy's name be placed on a plaque of the outstanding civic leader of Fremont County in this year, 2020. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stacy, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Did everybody read the letter that we submitted?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you want me to read it for the record?
That would be wonderful.
Okay. So, dear Fremont County Commissioners, we, the Museum of Colorado Prisons, with like-minded friends and family, would like to nominate Donna Murphy for the outstanding civic leader of Fremont County and add her name to the plaque in the county building. Donna was a volunteer and spearheader of many local nonprofits. She was an avid environmentalist, always working toward the improvement of our quality of life. She was willing to sacrifice her time, money, energy, and comfort to make sure our community was a better and safer place in which to live. Donna has been an officer and active member of the Rialto Theater, Fremont Center for the Arts, Fremont Custer Historical Society, the Museum of Colorado Prisons, the Sierra Club, BLM Resource Advisory Council, Arkansas Headwaters Recreation Areas Citizen Task Force, Fremont Valdelia, I said that wrong, I apologize, Sister City Association, Fremont Economic Development Cooperation, Community Advisory Group for the Cotter Corps Superfund Mill Site, Jane Jefferson's, the Italian Festival, the Cousteau Society, and Canyon City's Energy Future. She was also a regional representative on Governor Roy Romer's Smart Growth Forums and a founding member of Colorado Citizens Against Toxic Waste. And she was also a Fremont County Commissioner. She was appointed by that, so anyway, so there you go.
She certainly was. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
I would say Donna Murphy truly did make Fremont County a better place.
Yes.
She was a trailblazer here. She did prefer to work behind the scenes, but boy, did she manage to get a lot of work done
Good gosh.
during her entire life. Donna truly was an outstanding civic leader of Fremont County. And because of that, I'm very happy to make the motion to approve the nomination of Donna Murphy for our outstanding civic leader of Fremont County plaque that resides at the front door of this administration building.
I'll second that.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to add Donna Murphy's name to the plaque for the outstanding civic leaders of Fremont County. Gentlemen, do you have any further discussion? Nope.
No, I just want to add, she was quite a gal. We had some good conversations, and she's missed, so thank you for the nomination.
Jerry.
She definitely will be missed. Thank you both so much for taking your time to do this. I also would, before we take a vote, I also would like to mention that we will allow you to work with whichever community members you would like to actually set up the time for the celebration to add her name to that plaque upstairs, okay? All right, if we're all in, I think we're ready for a roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, there being no further business to come before this board, we are adjourned.